Hey everybody, today I want to teach you a new blending method. It's called blending by classification. Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at a new blending technique that is called blending by classification, and in this we're going to be looking at the characteristics of each classification and the order in which these should be added to your blend. Okay, so in blending by classification, we are going to be looking at the characteristics of each classification and the order in which these should be used in a blend. The first one is the personifier. Now, the personifier is a 1 to 5% of the blend, okay? And this one is going to have very sharp, very strong, and very long-lasting fragrances. And they also have a very dominant personality with a very strong therapeutic action. So oils in this classification include birch, cinnamon, clary sage, clove, coriander, German chamomile, ginger, helichrysum, mandarin, neroli, orange, patchouli, peppermint, rose, spearmint, wintergreen, and ylang ylang. Quite a few there. The second group is the enhancer. Now, the enhancer is a 50 to 80% percentage of the blend. Now, these oils are predominant and they serve to enhance the properties of the other oils in the blend. And so the fragrances are not as sharp as those in the first group and are usually a shorter duration. Now, the blend enhancers can slightly modify a blend without overpowering it. And they have a very strong, pleasant scent. And these can be used up to a 50 to 80% of the blend. And these oils you might find might come from the flowers, from the fruits. And the oils in classification include basil, bergamot, birch, cedarwood, eucalyptus, frankincense, galbanum, geranium, grapefruit, jasmine, lavender, lemon, lemongrass, marjoram, melaleuca, orange, oregano, rose, rosemary, spruce, tea tree, thyme, melissa, myrtle, and wintergreen. That's quite a list. Now, the third group of classification is called the equalizer. And the equalizer is typically 10 to 15% of the blend. Now, this oil is going to create more of a balance to your blend. It brings a synergy into the balance and bringing all the oils contained in your blend together. Now, their fragrance is also not overpowering, not predominant as the others may be, and they have a shorter duration. Now, the blend equalizers are the essential oils that are going to sort of smooth out your sharp edges in the blend. And this one is going to include quite a few different oils in it. Equalizer's main purpose is to sort of just bring everything together, hold that blend together, and give it its effect and its unique personality. The oils in the classification for the equalizer are basil, bergamot, cedarwood, cypress, fennel, white fir, frankincense, geranium, jasmine, ginger, juniper, lavender, lemongrass, marjoram, melaleuca, myrrh, myrtle, oregano, rose, rosewood, sandalwood, spruce, and thyme. And I don't know if you noticed, but some of these overlap into other groups. So that's really nice because when you're blending, especially for aromatic purposes, This way you can substitute and use other oils that might fit into that category for you. Now the fourth category for the classification blending is called the modifier. The modifier is a 5 to 8% portion of your blend, okay? So 5 to 8% of your blend. And it has a very short and a mild fragrance. Then these oils are going to add harmony to your blend. And if you don't realize that your blend is maybe flat, maybe it doesn't have that pizzazz that you were hoping for, this is when you add in this particular oil, because these are going to help bring that unique personality to your blends that might otherwise seem a little uninteresting. So modifiers like cinnamon, peppermint, clove, these are all going to bring that spice back to your blend. But you don't want them to become overbearing. So that's why you're only going to use a little bit, maybe up to 3% of your blend. Actually, I'm sorry, 5% to 8%. Okay, so oils in the classification of the equalizer include bergamot, coriander, eucalyptus, fennel, grapefruit, hyssop, jasmine, lavender, lemon, myrrh, rose, rosewood, sandalwood, and ylang ylang. Now, it does depend on your blend and if it's a topical application, such as a spray or lotion or maybe a perfume oil. You're going to want to use a carrier for these and a base oil. Now, if it's a therapeutic blend, then you're going to definitely have to adjust your recipe according to how it's being used, who's using it, and so on. Now, there is another group here that I'd like to mention, and these are called natural extenders. So when you're using a very expensive essential oil in your blend, such as rose or jasmine and neroli, these are very high expensive oils. You're going to want to maybe take advantage of their a wonderful aroma, but you're probably going to want to just maybe blend something else in to help, you know, it doesn't lose that fragrance, but you don't want to use all of that fragrance because of the cost of it. Tend to be base notes. These are going to extend it, and you may use up to, like, say 10% for your patchouli or your pomarosa and so on. And so these have that more earthy smell, earthy scent, and they can really do something wonderful for your blend. And of course, you want to try it and just see how you like those. So let me give you the breakdown again of these. For the Personifier, we are going to be using a 1 to 5% percentage. For the second group, our enhancer, we're going to be using 50 to 80%. For the third category, the equalizer, we're going to be using a 10 to 15%. For our fourth group, the modifier, we're going to be using a 5 to 8%. And if we choose to use a natural extender, then we may be adding maybe 10 to 20% of the blend and adding these in. So here's another wonderful way for you to make your fragrant essential oil blends or perfumes. And this is something that you can use with a base carrier such as an oil. You don't have to use alcohol in it. You can choose to use something else, or maybe even a solid perfume, and use these percentages for your next blend. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.